Welcome back to another episode of the Booty Talk Show. Now, I have another video clip that I'm going to play and give my commentary on. Now, y'all know the drill. If you don't want to hear this type of talk, skip this video and I'll catch you on the next one. As far as everyone else that's interested in this type of talk, stay tuned. Now, before we begin, I want to start by saying this episode is going to be a little nastier than the other ones, okay? So I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all don't like this type of talk, do not watch this, okay? Do not watch this. If you think you can't handle this type of talk, I got plenty of videos on this channel. Just watch another video, okay? You don't need to be watching this, okay? So I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's get into the show.
It's butt sex. It's butt sex.
It's butt sex.
It's butt sex. I don't know what is inappropriate about butt sex. It's just something that two people do. It's not illegal. It's not disgusting. It's not unnatural. But yes, today's story time is going to be about the first time I took it in my butthole.
In my butthole.
In my butthole. And this was with my very first boyfriend. Let's call him Connor. Anyway, butt sex. I was 17 and he just turned 18. It was his 18th birthday, and I, being the caring person I am, I bought him a holiday to Paris. We flew to Paris. One day, me and Connor, we were just walking around Paris and we were bored as shit. So we decided to just go back to the hotel and just chill out. Now, I think loads of people are gonna agree with me when I say this. You become a lot hornier on holiday.
Now, you heard her say holiday. She's referring to vacation. She's from the UK and they refer to their vacation or time off as holiday. She's not talking about Thanksgiving or Christmas. She's referring to her vacation as holiday. Let's go.
Before we came back to the hotel, I had a spicy burrito from KFC. It was a bomb. It was a good ass burrito. I don't know why they don't have burritos in the UK KFC, but they had it in Paris and it was...
Now, you just heard her mention she had a spicy burrito from KFC. A spicy burrito. That might not sound important, but it's going to be important later on. So remember, a spicy burrito. Let's go.
We get back to the hotel and we're just chilling, watching TV, and then he turns to me and he's like, let's smash. He flips me over and he's like to me, can I put it in your bum? And I'm like, hold the fuck up. What? My bum? My booty hole? Are you kidding me? And he's like,
I've never done anal before. Your vagina hole is already tight as it is. Let me see what your butthole's saying.
and I'm just like, no. Like, I was petrified. But at the same time, your girl was horny AF, so I was just like, you know what? Let's experiment. I'm trying to try something new. Let's do this. Now, keep in mind, Connor was my first boyfriend, so I lost my virginity to him. He lost his virginity to me. So anal, yes, was fresh, completely new to me at this time. So I was a little bit nervous considering it already hurt like hell, him putting it in my vag hole, because I'm just gonna be real. This guy had a thick willy. Losing my virginity to him was already hard as it was, but now I gotta put it in my butt. So I'm like, you know what? Yes, let's do it. I agree to it. He flips me on all fours. Now, instead of using lube like how normal people would when they're about to do anal, he just spits in my butthole. So great. And yeah, he wets it up, and then yeah, he slowly just put the tip in first. Ever so slowly. He slowly started to put the tip in, and then eventually he kept going and going, and bitch, that shit hurt. That shit hurt like hell.
All right, so she mentioned this dude, he spit on her butthole and then he tried to go in, and she said it hurt. Now, they didn't use lube. She said they didn't use lube. He just spit on it. So I'm guessing perhaps he watched porn. Okay, because that's what they do in porn videos. Like, you'll see them spit on the chick's butthole before they go in. But I mean, porn is, you have to understand that, first of all, these girls are used to doing that on porn. And another thing, these girls prep. Okay, so before they do a scene, they wear a butt plug up to 24 hours. Okay, so that day prior, they'll probably wear like a butt plug up to 24 hours prior to shooting that scene. So it pretty much relaxes that muscle. So when they get ready to do the scene, you know, the guy can go, he can penetrate them without any issue. So when you watch porn vids, when you see the guy spit on her butthole and go in, she can do that because first of all, she prepped. And then on top of that, she's used to doing it anyway, but mainly because she prepped. Because even girls that haven't done it, it'll be their first time, they prep that day prior. So when you try to penetrate, it'll go in a lot easier. So they can get away with just spitting on it and going in. But her, she never did before. So, you know, by him just spitting on it and going in, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Okay, she wasn't ready to take it. So yeah, he fucked that up, and she should have told him to use lube, because just spitting on it, that's not gonna work. And on top of that, which I understand, they're probably inexperienced, they didn't know what they were doing, but if you don't prep or use lube and that's her first time doing it, then yes, it's more than likely going to hurt. So you have to prep, you have to use lube. You can't just spit on it and expect it to go in easily without her being in some kind of pain. Okay, let's go.
Like, why do people do anal? That hurt. Oh, anyway, yes, so he was slowly putting it in my booty hole, and I was freaking the fudge out. I'm just like, but the thing is, right, I'm a tough girl. I have a really high pain tolerance, and I can firm anything, and my head is buried in the pillow. I'm just like, ah! Like in my head, I'm like, get it out! But like in reality, I'm like, it's like, put it in my butt. I'm cool. I'm fine. I'm calm. I can handle this. I can act this. No, I couldn't. I was dying. But yeah, he finally gets in and he starts slowly pounding in my butthole. I'm freaking out mentally. On the outside, I'm chilling like, oh, yes. Like, you know, fake moaning, because that's what us fucking girls do. And yeah, he was enjoying it. I think he came in like a minute or so, because that hole was tight. But me, on the other hand, I did not enjoy that, but whatever.
Now, she says she was fake moaning. So she was fake moaning, but in reality, she wanted to scream. She wanted to scream in agony because it hurt so bad. Okay, now he spit on it, and like she said, he started pounding. Okay, he probably spit on it again, but that didn't help. Okay, there was no lube. He just went straight in her ass. And she's here doing all this fake moaning, but she wanted to scream. She said it was hurting. It hurt. Okay. Then she said that he came quick. Okay, he finished quick. Which I get what she mean, because like if you penetrate a girl's ass, like a girl's ass real tight. When you're in there, it's tight, it grips you, it's warm. It's just I can't explain. If you never tried it, then I can't explain it to you. But those of you that have, you know what I'm talking about. Like when you penetrate a female's ass, it just, yeah, the sensation is different. So yeah, you tend to bust quicker. Okay, if you're not used to it and you do it with a chick for the first time like that, you'll bust a lot quicker than usual, okay, because it's so tight and it grips you, you know. And a lot of females do be fake moaning. The dude, maybe he knew, I don't know, he probably knew she was fake moaning. Maybe he didn't, because some guys will, you know, they'll be doing stuff with a girl and she'll be fake moaning, but the dude will sometimes think it's legit. He'll think it's a genuine moan when she's really faking it. Okay, and females are notorious for doing that. Okay, yeah, so maybe he knew she was fake moaning, but either way, she wanted to scream. She didn't want to fake moan, she wanted to scream. And I'm sure if she did scream, he probably would have pulled out. Well, not probably, he would have pulled out, be like, oh shit, what's wrong, you okay? You know, and that probably would have turned him off from wanting to do it, because I'm sure he didn't want to hurt her, you know, he didn't want to hurt her. But if he knew she was in pain and screaming, then yeah, he probably would have, it would have went down, you know, he wouldn't want to do it no more. So let's get back into it, see what she say.
So you remember how I was saying earlier that I had a KFC spicy zinger burrito? Well, I definitely paid the consequences later for eating that burrito, because once he removed his pee-pee from my booty hole, he said it felt weird and sticky.
He said it felt weird and sticky.
He said it felt weird and sticky. And I was like, oh, okay, let me go get you a tissue.
All right, so she had that spicy burrito earlier. Okay, like we mentioned earlier, she had that spicy burrito. So you can pretty much put 2 and 2 together and figure out what happened. All right. And again, that's why I say if you're going to engage in that, it's best to clean that area out. First of all, it's best not to eat spicy foods, which I understand they weren't planning on doing that. It kind of just happened on the fly, I guess. But even girls that shoot videos, okay, girls that are in the porn industry, they don't eat enough. They don't eat heavy meals like that. They don't eat definitely nothing spicy. Okay, they're not going to eat nothing solid, nothing heavy. They're like, there's interviews on YouTube. Matter of fact, you can see like the girls saying what they eat before they do a scene. A lot of them will eat gummy bears, gummy worms, stuff like that. They'll eat like candy that won't cause them to have to, you know, use the bathroom. They'll eat something light, and it's mainly like gummy worms. But if they get hungry, they'll just snack on that because it's light and it won't cause them to have any accidents. Okay. And another thing, like I was saying, you gotta clean that area out. You know, you gotta clean it out because it's a lot of residual waste there. And I understand a lot of people just go in without doing nothing, but it's best just to clean it out because you don't have to worry about any accidents. Okay. And again, like girls that do video shoots, this is why they can flawlessly do it without having any accidents, okay, or any messes, because that area is perfectly clean. They haven't eaten anything heavy, no solid foods, definitely nothing spicy, because they even tell you, like, if you eat spicy foods, yeah, it'll run through your system and that'll happen. Okay, so definitely no spicy foods. They'll eat something light and that area is clean, so they can do a freaking 2-hour video shoot with no problem, no accidents, no messes, nothing like that. But this chick right here, okay, she did all the wrong things. The dude did too, because he didn't know. Okay, I'm just gonna assume that he didn't know what he was doing, and the experience was very unpleasant for both of them. Okay, so let's see what she got to say and let's see what happened.
And I was like, oh, okay, let me go get you a tissue and let's find out what it is. Now, the reason we did not know what it was at first was because Connor was brown. He was pretty much my skin color. So we could not see anything on his penis. It just looked normal, but yes, it did feel different. The texture of it felt a bit sticky. So I go get some tissue from the bathroom and I come back and wipe his pee-pee for him. There was poo. There was poo. It was poo on his penis.
It was poo on his penis. It was poo on his penis. Ew!
That's why we could not see it. Because his willy was brown and my poop was brown. I pooped on his willy.
I pooped on his willy.
I pooped on his willy.
All right, so she got the tissue, she wiped it off him, and it was poo on the tissue. Okay, so she pooped on him. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger and I had did that with it was a chick I was talking to in high school. I had mentioned before in the first episode, but the first time I had tried it, I mean, the same thing happened to me too, because you know, I was younger back then. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know nothing about prepping. I didn't know nothing about cleaning, which is common sense, but back then when you're young, you don't think about stuff like that. And that had happened to me too. Like she was real embarrassed. You know, I was like, hey, it's whatever, it's cool, but she had accidentally like pooed on me too. And you know, I got in the shower and just like cleaned it off, you know. But that'll happen. So again, that's why stay away from spicy foods when you're gonna do that. And yeah, I'm sure he was probably disgusted. He probably didn't say nothing, but he was probably like, ugh, because he said he didn't know what it was. He said when he pulled out, it was sticky. You know, I mean, he probably could have smelled it. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, she wiped it off and she was embarrassed, you know.
This is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm talking about this on the internet. But yes, I shat on his willy. Turned the shower on immediately. I'm like, get in the shower. And I literally just had to wash his willy off exactly like this. Just put some soap on and I washed that poop off. Yeah, that was my first time doing 10 out of 10, do not recommend. It's not really pleasurable. I don't know if it's just me who doesn't find it very pleasurable, but the whole experience was just really uncomfortable. For him, obviously, it was great.
She said it was good for him, but it was uncomfortable for her. And again, this goes back to prepping. She didn't prep. She never did before. All right, she never got her ass penetrated. First of all, he didn't use lube, okay? And even the numbing cream, like they make numbing cream for that. That stuff's not very effective. It's better just to use regular lube, okay? And prep. It's better just to prep too. But it could have been a lot more pleasurable for her had she known that. Because you talk to many chicks, they'll tell you they like it, okay? In some cases, they'll like that better than the other way. They'll rather get their ass penetrated than the other way, okay? They like it just fine, okay? They've been doing it for a while and they're used to it, but just that's your first time doing it, then yeah, it's gonna be kind of difficult for you. So I don't know, so maybe she'll open up to it again in the future, try it again. But the first time she tried it didn't go too well. First of all, it hurt, and then she pooped on his cock, all right? And she was embarrassed by that. So the whole experience was just horrible for her. And another thing he could have done better to make it better for her, he could have at least put a finger in first, okay? He could have started with one finger and then work up to 2, then work up to 3, and that would have at least opened it up a little more. So, you know, when you do go in for real, it won't be difficult for her. It won't hurt quite as much. You still gotta use lube, but you start with your finger first, okay? Because that muscle is not really designed for entry. It's designed for pushing out. You know what I mean? It's designed to push stuff out. So when you're trying to go in like that, yeah, it's not designed for entry, okay? So you kind of have to like warm it up, if you will, warm it up by using a finger, or like I said before, by prepping. That warms it up and it makes it more open, no pun intended, to penetrating, okay? So that's what you got to do. But if he just done that, it would have made it a lot easier for her, and she wouldn't have had a horrible experience. Because not only did it hurt, but she pooed on him, okay? She pooed on him, and that made it a whole lot more embarrassing. So it hurt and it was embarrassing at the same time, because no girl want to poo on you, trust me.
But really quickly, I want to quickly tell you another funny experience. So this is with my second boyfriend, and this time this boyfriend had more of a skinny but long willy. So his wasn't as painful when he put it in for the first time. It wasn't as painful as Connor, but his wasn't as bad. It pretty much just slid right in. It actually felt a lot better. It wasn't painful at all, but still was boring as shit. Still like wasn't that pleasurable. Didn't feel like no. But this was the first time someone finished in my bottom, in my booty hole. And do not let someone finish in your butthole. Don't let someone finish in your butthole.
Don't let someone finish in your butthole.
Don't let someone finish in your butthole. Lesson learned. I definitely learned that lesson the hard way. So yeah. This was uncomfortable. Listen, if you just let someone finish in your butthole and you need to fart, don't. Cancel that fart, write it off, reschedule that fart until next year or next week, until that shit has cleared up, because you can feel the cum bubbles in your bottom when you fart after someone has put their liquids in your bottom hole. Yeah. Pooping? Don't bother pooping. Pooping is an awful experience when you've just done bum sex.
So what she's saying is completely subjective, okay? I had plenty of girls tell me to bust in their ass. They like the feeling. So perhaps she is just uncomfortable with things in her ass, okay, from how she's talking. But a lot of girls will want you to bust in their ass, okay? They don't mind at all. And I never had a girl tell me it was uncomfortable or felt weird, okay? A lot of them actually like the feeling. So based on what she's saying, I guess she should just stay away from that type of thing altogether, because it sounds as though she don't like it one bit. Okay, so she don't really like the penetration aspect of it, and she don't really like the finishing aspect of it. And that's like the best part. Busting in the girl's ass, like the best part of doing it. Okay, that's like the best part. I'd rather just bust in the girl's ass rather than pulling it out and putting it somewhere else, you know. So by her saying it's uncomfortable, I mean, I don't know.
You can feel the cum bubbles in your bottom.
So again, in the videos, when those guys finish in a female's ass, what usually happens? It usually bubbles up. So that's just natural. Okay, but she's saying that's uncomfortable. She's saying she don't like that. So again, I think she's the type of chick that should just stay away from that type of thing altogether, because that's just natural. Okay, when you're penetrating a female's rectum, air builds up. Okay, air is gonna build up. It's gonna build up, and then when you finish, okay, the air is gonna make the semen bubble up too when it's in there. Okay, so I mean, that's just a natural thing that's gonna happen. Unless you pull out and put it somewhere else, if you finish in her ass like that, it's gonna bubble up. Okay, she's gonna have to like release some of the air, and it's gonna make the semen bubble up. So that's just one of those natural things that's supposed to happen if you're doing that. So again, she's saying she don't like that. She's creeped out by it. She don't like the feeling. She think it's disgusting. She's that type of chick. She should just avoid that type of act altogether. Okay, the act of anal. She shouldn't be doing that if she think that's nasty. All right, so she don't like the penetration aspect. She don't like, what else? The fact that she pooed on somebody, and she don't want a guy to ejaculate in her ass. And that's like the best part. That's like the best part of doing it. So I don't know. Let's see what else she got to say.
At the end of the day, if a boyfriend asked me to do anal, I'd be down. Like, I will do it just to pleasure them.
All right, so at least she's still open to it. She said if she with a dude and he want to do it, she's down with it. So at least she's still open to it. So she get with the right person that know what he's doing, then she would like it a lot more. Let's go.
I don't think I'll ever enjoy anal. Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong or something they're doing wrong. Maybe something's missing. I don't know, maybe they're going too hard or too soft. I'm not sure.
Okay, so she admitted that perhaps it's something she's doing wrong or something that the other individual's doing wrong, and she's absolutely correct. And like I said, since she's inexperienced with it, she never did it much, gotta prep. Okay, you gotta prep, and it'll be a lot easier for her. You gotta use lube, a lot of lube. Okay, so prep and lube, and the experience for her will be completely different than how it went. Completely different, and she'll probably end up liking it. So you just gotta do it right. And yeah, she have an idea that maybe she was doing something wrong, and yeah, she's right about it. And the guy was doing something wrong too. Okay, you can't just spit on it and expect to go. No, you can't. No, that's not gonna work. It'll work. It'll go in, but she gonna be in a lot of pain. It'll work. It'll work for you, but it won't work for her. Okay, she's not gonna. Yeah. So let's see what else she got to say.
I just don't really see the point in bum sex for girls. Anyway, I understand boys like it, but us girls, I don't really know what pleasure girls find in bum sex. So yeah.
All right, so she's saying she don't see a point for girls. She know us guys like it, and she's right. A lot of guys do like it. I love anal with a chick, but she's saying for a girl, it don't really do much for them. But that's not really true, because I know girls that would get off to that. Okay, I'm not gonna play no more of that clip because that's pretty much the gist of it. So I'm not gonna play no more. But yeah, she's saying she don't know what females get out of it, but a lot of females do get a lot out of it. Okay, and some even rather do it that way than the regular way. So I guess she's just basing it on her experience, because you know her first time wasn't all that great. Okay, it went horribly wrong. So she's looking at it from that perspective. Okay, but like I said, if she get with the right one that actually know what he's doing, then it'll be completely different, and perhaps she'll change her opinion on that experience. But a girl pulling on the guy, yeah, that'll ruin it. Okay, and I understand she might not want to be in that predicament again. But like I said, if you just clean that area out, that the risk of that will be reduced to insignificant. So yeah, it's really that simple. Because like I said, how you think all those girls in the videos can do it without having no accidents? Because they clean, they prep, and they clean. Okay, it's really that simple. So a girl that does, you know, adult videos, no different from a regular chick, no different. Okay, they probably get around more, yeah, but I mean, the anatomy of their backside is pretty much the same. So they prep, a regular girl got prep too. Okay, so it's really that simple. And on that comment she made about she don't see what females get out of that, well, look at it like this. There are actually cultures around the world where the females will only let you do it that way until you marry them or they're ready to procreate. And someone had actually told me that. They told me that a while ago. Well, a few people actually told me that. I didn't believe it at first, but I did some research on my own, and it's true. Okay, there are cultures around the world where the females will only let you smash them in the ass until they're ready to either procreate or you're ready to marry them. And yeah, it's true. And I'm not gonna say what cultures they are because I don't want to offend anyone. But so let's say if you went to that part of the world, you hooked up with one of the females, okay, you're dating her, you didn't marry her, but you're dating her, she'll only let you smash her in the ass until you marry her. And that's a way of them maintaining their virginity and also maintaining their hymen, just by doing anal until you're ready to marry. So, and apparently this has been going on for centuries in these cultures. But I was surprised to learn that. I didn't even know that until someone told me that. I looked it up, and it's true. So, and apparently they get just as much from that, doing it that way, as they would the other way. So yeah, that's crazy. And I know I keep bringing up girls that do video shoots and all that, but it's a reason why, because you can learn a lot of things from them. And another thing they do, they take laxatives before they have a video shoot. So that day prior, when they're prepping, okay, when they have that plug in, because remember, they wear that plug all day for like 24 hours. So what they'll also do is they'll take a laxative. Okay, when they take the laxative, it'll flush all that stuff out. Okay, it'll flush it all out. So they'll take the laxative, flush all that stuff out, and put the plug in. They'll clean it out first, clean that area out first, and put the plug in. And then, you know, if they gotta use the bathroom again, they'll take the plug out, you know, do whatever, clean it out, and then put the plug back in. But they'll do a laxative the day prior, or sometimes even the day of the video shoot. Okay, just to keep that area clean, and again, to ensure that there'll be no messes. Now that might sound like a lot, you know, the average female, like the one we just watched on the video, that might be a little too much, you know, because they might not want to go through all that. But doing video shoots where that's their income, that's their livelihood, that's how they make their money, that's what they do. And you might wonder how I know all this. You know, I do a lot of research. I do research on this stuff and just see what their methods are, how they go about doing it. And it's kind of interesting. You learn a lot. But if you ever wonder how can they do that without having no accidents, because people ask, do they ever? No, they very seldom have accidents. And that's why, because they take the steps needed to prevent that. And they'll take a laxative that day prior or the day of the video shoot. Okay, usually the day prior, because that way it'll all be out her system before she do the shoot, and it'll be clean. And then she keep the butt plug in all day. And like I say, even a female that never did anal before, it'll be easier for her just by having that plug in that whole day prior. It'll be a lot easier. Okay, so I'm not trying to gross nobody out, but it's true. That's how they do it. And You can fact check this. Feel free to look it up. Okay, feel free to Google it. There are even videos on YouTube where the girls actually tell what they do. Okay, so feel free to look all this up. I'm not telling you need to believe what I say, but it is true. Okay, and like I said, that might be too much for the typical girl to do, because you know, she's just doing it on the fly. It's not her livelihood. She's not earning money from it. But to ensure that there won't be no messes or no accidents, that's what you do. Now, here's another reason why you want to avoid solid foods before engaging in that act. Okay, now I mentioned that time that girl pooed on me. Okay, but this other time was way after high school. Okay, so I was doing it with this one chick. Okay, and what happened was she had to stop in the middle of it. She didn't poo on me or nothing like that, but she came close to doing it. But what happened was, it was probably like 5 or 6 minutes into it, she had to stop halfway and run to the bathroom and use the bathroom. And again, back then I wasn't really thinking about, like, you know, prepping or nothing like that. We had planned it for a while because she never did it before, and I had wanted to do it with her, but I didn't think to tell her to, you know. So what ended up happening, she had to stop and run to the bathroom to use the bathroom, you know. So unlike that girl I was just telling y'all about, the one that had to stop in the middle of it and run to the bathroom, those video girls don't gotta do that because they already got all that stuff out their system. Okay, so if I had this girl prep, if I had her take a laxative, it's all out her system, she didn't eat no solid food, then she wouldn't have had to have stopped in the middle of it to run to the bathroom, because it would have been all out her system. So that's the same way it is with the girls that be on video. That's why you never have to see them stop in the middle of it to, you know, then they would have to edit that out, obviously, but they never have to stop in the middle of a scene to use the bathroom because it's clean, everything's out. And on top of that, they just been eating gummy worms, gummy bears, whatever, you know, very light candy, something that's very light. So those are just the steps you take to ensure everything can go smoothly and there won't be no awkward moments like that chick experienced. You just take the right steps and it'll be a breeze. Now, that's all we got for today's show. Let me know in the comments what you think about that chick. Do you agree with her? Do you think she could have done some things differently? Now, I don't want to hear no one calling this nasty, okay, because you've been warned and you still chose to watch this show. So if you watch this, that's completely on you, okay? Because I had a few guys saying that they were too grossed out by these type of talks. Well, y'all the ones that clicked on it. I gave you a fair warning and you still chose to watch it. So don't leave me comments saying that this is nasty and you can't handle it. You chose to click and watch it, okay? So if you don't like this type of talk, why are you gonna click and watch the video? I don't get it. So yeah, until next time, I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all be easy.